Okay, so we're going to do a few more notes on one-step problems. And these apply to word problems. I want to make sure that you guys are okay with writing your own one-step equations. And the first thing I want to do for that is I want to review what we did earlier this year, which was all of the words that belong with these symbols. I want on your paper right now you to list out as many words in these columns that you can think of that go with that. Okay? Now let me give you an example though. Remember we talked about this before. Add is good. So you don't say add, adding, addition. We got add for all those, okay? Or addition works for all those, whichever one you want to say. But you should be able to come up with quite a few different things that are going to go with each one of those. So pause the notes and do some brainstorming and see how many you can come up with based on what we've already done earlier this year. Okay, so how did you do? Hopefully you've got quite a bit, at least for addition and subtraction. There's a few less for multiplication and division. And I want you to look at page 6 of your book. In page 6 are all these key words that we use in word problems all the time. Okay, so here's page 6 of my book. You got plus, increase by, more than. Look at all those addition words. Anything you're missing, you need to add into your chart right now. Subtraction is decreased by, fewer than, less than, subtracted from. Multiplication, you got of. Did you get of? Times, the product of, and then divided by, the quotient of, all that good stuff for division. So any that you're missing right now, pause that video and add to your list. Okay, so your list should be complete up there now. I'm going to scooch up my paper, and now I would like you to look at page 93 of your textbook. Page 93. And we have a word problem on page 93. I'm going to show my book here, and I want you to read along in your book at the same time. Okay, so here's where I'm at right here. It says rebates. The advertised price of a DVD player is $185 after a $30 mail-in rebate. Using the verbal model below, so here's our verbal model, write and solve an equation to find the price of the DVD player before the rebate is applied. So they started this problem and set it up for us. They have the price before the rebate minus the rebate amount is going to equal the price after the rebate. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to write an equation on your paper for this situation using the numbers that they gave you. And the one you're looking for, that one is going to be a variable. Okay, so on your paper, you have the price before the rebate amount, and the price after rebate. So do we know the original price? We don't. This is number 26, remember. Page 93, 26. We don't know the rebate price, or the original price, so that's X. Do we know how much we got back after the rebate? We sure did. It was $30. And do we know how much we paid? Yep, $185. Okay, well there's a one-step equation, and you guys have been doing all of those all along. So to solve it, I'm just going to add 30 to each side. X equals $215. And this is a word problem, so we need a word answer. So we're going to say the original amount was $215. And we can check it off the side to make sure it works. 215 minus 30, is that 185? Why, yes, it is. Okay? So that's my first word problem. Now you can tell what we're doing in the next practice part, right? We're doing word problems, obviously. So let's practice one more word problem. I want you to look in your book again at page 99. And we're going to be looking at number 24 this time. Okay, page 99, number 24. Open your book. I'm going to show mine right now, and I'm going to read the problem out loud to you, just like I did in the last one. Okay, so we're on page 24. It says, football. During the 2002 regular season of the National Football League, running back Michael Bennett played in 16 games and averaged 81 rushing yards per game. Find his total rushing yards by using the verbal model below to write and solve an equation. So his average rushing yards per game is going to equal the amount total that he rushed divided by the number of games. So go ahead right now and write an equation using that verbal model. Put in the numbers they gave you, and for the one you don't know, you're going to use it for a variable. Okay, so pause and do that. All right, so for this one, you should have had the average rushing yards per game they gave us. It was 81. We don't know the total rushing yards, so that's X. And how many games did they say he played? 16. And there's my one-step equation. How do I solve it? I multiply both sides by 16. And using my calculator or my great math skills, that's 1,296 yards. And this was a word problem. So I'm going to say the total rushing yards was 1,296. Okay, and you can do a check. 81 equals question mark 1296 divided by 16, and on my calculator, I'm checking it, and yes, it works. Okay, so that's what you need, a little help there to do the next assignment. You do not have to write the verbal model, but if you are unsure of the problem, you are going to write the verbal model to help you. And then here's the deal. I know that the equations are over here on this side, but I don't want you just to match it and pick it out. That's not going to help you learn. So you need to read the question, and then don't go, oh, this one's got a 16 and a 50. Let me just look for 16 and 50. There's got to be one in there somewhere. You need to set up the problem, and once you set up the problem, you will look over here to find the matching equation. Then you still need to solve the equation, right? It says then write and solve an equation in the direction, so you're still going to solve it. You're going to do that on the back, and then your solution is going to be down here, and that's the letter you're going to put in there. All right, good job on the notes, guys. You are off.